our battlegrounds. We've already gone through the ban phase. We've also had our picks as well. So bans, Braxton's Holdout, and Battlefield of Eternity. Our first map was Tomb of the Spider Queen. We then went into Sky Temple. We just played on Infernal Shrines, and we are going to Dragon Shire.
All right.
One of the favorites here for a lot of players. Been around since the inception of Heroes of the Storm, and I feel like it makes sense here for this matchup.
Yeah, I think that what we've established between these two teams is that when Fnatic tried to do their runaway tactic on Sky Temple, it's bigger for it. It's easier to try and do it. Didn't work though. So if it's not going to work on that map, certainly not going to work on this map. So what I'm hoping is, I think there'll be a little focus on global with things like Dahaka again, but still teamfight orientated, and you can see that Fnatic can quite easily go up against Misfits when it comes to that teamfight orientation.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Dahaka and Brightwing are maybe picks for me, but Falstad I think falls off a little bit, especially on this battleground. If you do pick him up, it's usually because you have a strong mid to bottom wave clear, so you can handle those two lanes, and Falstad just sits up top, he clears a little bit, gets the experience, and eventually shows up to fights. But I don't think Fnatic's going to go that route. I think I agree with you. Misfits is starting to figure out their mid-game, and you have to make sure that your mid-game composition is just as strong.
There's a few wilder picks that can come into play on this map, but it's from a long time ago. Things like, in Europe, we would see, solo top lane Vikings. I don't think that's 1% chance, I feel like.
Sure.
I shouldn't say
Rex
the word 1%.
are things in the top lane that if you do have the unorthodox, this is a map to pull it out. I get you.
Yeah.
Misfits going for the bans here. They do have first pick. Do they take out Ragnaros, or do they try to get it again? This is a battleground that, just like maybe Infernal Shrines here, it's one of those that you just kind of go for Ragnaros if you're given the chance.
I think if they don't go Dahaka, ban Dahaka, because I think that in the hands of Fnatic, it will be, okay, banning ETC. It's what the Koreans did against Fnatic at BlizzCon, and it worked out well in that final.
All right, Fnatic goes for the ban. Breeze no longer going to be having his ETC. Fnatic keeps up with trends here and gets rid of Tassadar. Now, Misfits, what do you want? Do you go for the little Ragnaros or the big Rag? That is always the question.
I like that question.
That is the question.
He's the best. I actually have little Ragnaros as a pet in World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
So
good for you.
That's kind of where that comes from, I suppose.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right.
Just as fierce as little Ragnaros. Again, other things from there, you can start working on your core rotation and then get a top laner later on, which is always a solid strategy. You still have your Thralls, you still have your Alarax, which we haven't seen from Darkmonk in a while. Telekinesis has been having a hard time, but Dahaka is the choice for Misfits. Now, does Fnatic go Ragnaros? We haven't seen much from them in terms of Ragnaros. I think we've seen it once in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think if they do, Wobby on it is good.
Yeah.
Gucci as they all say over there. So that would be nice. Ragnaros and something. Can't think.
It feels like the healers have been the main go-to on the second pick. You always get the one that you want for your composition, whether it's been Malfurion. Malfurion seems to be bubbling up as the one that is selected over Rhaegar and Brightwing to a degree.
Ragnaros and Tychus. Let's go. Or Tychus in that mix somewhere.
Yeah, Tychus has been picked up a lot too, as well. So Fnatic, what are you thinking, man? It's kind of cool actually as we go from game 1 where picks were almost instantly to how you move into 4. There's Ragnaros, and we have the Muradin. The more I see Dragonshire, the more it feels like Europe is valuing this Muradin on this battleground in particular. They seem to really like the rotation capabilities he has between mid and top lane, just because he can jump over those bushes and get those engages. He seems to be bubbling up more than other warriors, it seems.
It's like the surprise factor of Dwarf Toss into Stormbolt compared to ETC Walk In and Power Slide.
Yeah.
It's like, there's probably maybe 0.5 to a second in it, but yeah.
It's enough to push it, and you get the isolation because you know people are going to be spread out just because of how the battleground functions. So Muradin is now grabbed here for Fnatic, especially with ETC not being available, so Misfits may have to dive deep to start worrying about their warriors later on. Here is Zeratul into Malfurion.
Well, I know what this band's going to be.
Jaina, once again here for maybe the third time this series, as Fnatic just wants to avoid in the Void Prison. Now, something to note is that if they don't go for the Jaina ban, they could take it away here.
Exactly. That's well astute of you. It could be the case. I'm wondering what they would end up coupling it with if they did go.
Diablo would be the choice for me. You go for the engage, and then you get a Blizzard follow-up, and then he has the isolation with APOC, and then you go into the Ring of Frost. But that means that you would have to assume that one of the healers would be banned out that you might want. Suddenly Rhaegar could be banned out by that point, so you have to think about that part of the draft, is that your 5th pick would be your support.
I think regardless of if Misfits even had Jaina or not, I think the Zeratul on their side, Nurok has been playing, I would say, the best Zeratul in HGC Europe right now. Thinking about the ones that we've seen so far, in his first series, he looked great on that Zeratul.
Infernal played a pretty crazy Zeratul, but I agree. I think Nurok's has been a little more clean overall. Jaina ban here from Fnatic, so it makes sense. The one that we've been seeing throughout the entire day would appear that they do not want to play the Queen of Ice, if you will.
Oh, get rid of her. Get rid of her. So ban out a healer maybe, ban out a support, because they have Malfurion and none picked up for Fnatic. It's kind of a boring ban, I suppose, but, well, I shouldn't call it boring. I should call it, like, more obvious.
Pretty tame there. Tychus again picked up here, which means they can move into another warrior, which still leaves Rhaegar available for Fnatic, and Rhaegar is one of the greats to have with Muradin, because you could go Ancestral Healing. You still get value out of it. I know everyone's all about the Bloodlust life, but having Ancestral Healing for your Muradin that's already a pain to kill could be good for them. So if Tychus bans this, or Tychus ban goes through, like it does here, Fnatic has a chance here to get Rhaegar.
I like it. I like it a lot. Because I think regardless of what support goes on towards Smexy, he's still going to be fine on it. I think that this limits a little bit of the damage capability outside of from Fnatic. What does Quacknix end up on then?
How's Quacknix in his Vola?
Pardon?
How is Quacknix in his Vola?
It's been seen. It's been seen. I mean, Falstad is still on the board, so it could quite easily come out and still just be the Gust, but not necessarily, obviously, it has more utility than just running away. So it could be for isolation.
And it seems like Fnatic, just in general, seems to naturally enjoy having a global when they know the opposing team has already taken a global, because they want to have that response time. So Brightwing could be in this mix-up here. Suddenly Rhaegar, it goes down a notch, Brightwing comes up a little bit, just by the way that we've seen Fnatic adapt to globals on the opposing team.
If they put him on, Li Ming, that's, and Diablo. So Whoopi on one of those along with Breeze, and Li Ming for Smexy? No, what am I on about? Li Ming for Shrimpy, so now just finally we have something for Quack to go on. My brain just got fried there all of a sudden.
I would love to see a Smexy Li Ming. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I wouldn't.
So savage.
No, he's probably fine on it.
Now to Misfits. You need a natural wave clear. Zeratul can do it, but every time he wave clears, he reveals where he's at, which gives the ability for Fnatic to make a response on the map somewhere. So a wave clear would be good here. They did ban out Tychus, so you can have the assumption here that they would like to have another warrior, which means if they go double warrior, I think you have to go Vala. Just because you need some kind of standard damage in the mix-up here. Zeratul's not going to do it all on his own.
The question is then, is like Vala enabled by something like the Zarya?
Zarya could work, yeah. Misfits does love their Zarya. Leoric gives them the wave clear. I like Nazebo. And not even regular Nazebo. It is going to be Gingerbread Nazebo, which is the scariest face in all of Heroes of the Storm, as he smugly looks at you as he tries to get to level 20, which is the most important thing for him. It's all about getting to level 20 so you can get that level 20 Storm power and just destroy opposing teams as your damage spikes heavily.
I mean, so he's been actually featured in North America, in HGC North America a few times, and I do agree with Dread. He is picking up a lot more momentum, a lot more pace.
Yeah.
Definitely towards the later ends of the draft, more so than the start of a draft. There are a few little cheeky things that you can do with him that we'll see if they do implement in this game. But yeah, definitely has a lot of power, and spiders, bloody spiders. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah, you have a couple of builds to go with him. You have the spider build, which is delete squishy if you hit Q on correct opponent button, which is one of the most fun builds, but it does have a ramp-up spike that is actually relatively insane. There's that Brightwing to actually deal with the Dahaka pressure. Smexy going to be picking that up, and now we're going to go through the swap round. Our heroes will be getting their heroes.
Okay.
But then Nazebo also has the trait build, where you just build out to the point where you're so tanky that literally people have such a hard time dealing with you. There won't be a Revenant Spirit here because of Diablo being the opposing team. APOC is a natural counter. You can just hit R and trade it out there, and Zebro has a really hard time doing anything, but Gargantuan can be a powerhouse that sets up in fights, especially in the late game.
So they were just doing the swap round, which is why I was watching the middle monitor for a moment there. Quacknix is on Muradin.
Really?
Yeah, that's because as soon as I saw that camp, I'm like, 2 warriors and a Ragnaros. He's quite uncommon for Fnatic on a stage.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a change up here, which I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, I feel like Quacknix, naturally my intuition tells me that Quacknix would go on the Ragnaros and you would put Wubby on the other tank, but they have the mix-up here. It seems like they're going to go that route because obviously Wubby, just being a good Thrall player, naturally fits so well with Ragnaros, with that playstyle being the same. We talked about that yesterday. So, all right, Fnatic going against an Azebo. How are they going to handle this here? Misfits pulling out all the stops here to make sure that they go to a game number 5.
Yeah, so an interesting comp from Fnatic for sure. Not something I'm used to seeing. I think not anybody is used to seeing. Quacknix on the Muradin, who is going to be, deep diving in there and trying to get some things done. And on the other side, what do we have? Misfits with Nazebo. Misfits with Nazebo.
Aye, all those sounds, man. Every time I see Nazebo, yes, I think the Carbot rap every single time, man. It's such a fun joy to watch. So we are loaded into the game, and we'll be starting relatively soon here. Just a quick throw to you. Give me the winner of this based on comp.
You don't like me, do you?
I love it. I love throwing you under the bus.
There's no way. I think Fnatic takes it 3-1.
I think so too.
I'm going to go on a limb. I think they must have a game plan behind it.
Yeah.
They must.
All right. Well, let's find out what the game plan is for the Misfits here. Going into game number 4, if Fnatic wins, they take the series. Misfits trying to stay alive.
All right. Let's get into it. To the left-hand side, Blumby on Leoric. We have Darkmock on Dahaka. We will have Nurok playing Zeratul. And it's Splendor on Malfurion. And finally, Hasu Obs on Ginger Dread Nazebo. It's Misfits.
And he did grab a spider talent at level 1, which is a good indicator that we are going spiders. What face over here, Fnatic here with Breeze pulling out his hero. Here we have Quacknix with a Muradin. Schwimpy playing the Lee, Ming, and Smexy pulling out the Brightwing. Last but not least, Wubby, Ragnaros.
Can we go to Nazebo quickly? Because there is a small thing you can do. You can put a zombie wall in between the towers.
He did it, but he was a little bit too early on it.
Oh,
and didn't get the block. Literally, the sound just came up. But yeah, it's a clever little ploy that you can pull off with Nazebo. So he's doing it here. Goes for the block.
Look! Oh, it's so annoying!
The minion. Sklar jumps up and down, and that brings the minion waves over to your side, so you get the free wave clear. You also get to a point where you can pull somebody into the turrets if they get engaged. It also stops Diablo from doing initiation.
Welcome to competitive Nazebo zombie wall manipulation. I love it.
New tactics popping up for our teams here, showing you guys how to play Heroes of the Storm at home. Please continue letting us know what you think about these matchups. Tweet at us, use the hashtag HGC, and we'll make sure to read them out. In fact, there it is. The last game was incredible. If you're not watching, you are just wrong.
Oh, Kylara says HGC. Look, I can't help my accent, guys.
Well, automatically our teams start brawling it out. Darkmock in the top lane. 4 members here for the push on the top lane here. And Hasuab is helping out with denying his ammo. One of the best things you can do is throw down that wall of zombies and deny ammo, so you can eventually take down those turrets.
Yeah. All right, this is going to be exciting. Whoa, this is an ambitious move. Trying to take the Dragon Knight at 1 minute 30 into the game. Brightwing captures the shrine towards the bottom here. And Schwimpy laying the pain out somewhere, somehow, with that leaming little combination.
I'm going to be honest here. I love the fire that we're seeing from Misfits in this early game. They are just coming out swinging. The innervates being thrown on Nazebo is allowing him to throw out more spiders, which allows for him to go for the quest quicker. And also just allow him to keep up with the Qs consistently. That's going to be a lot of DPS in fights if he can hit them. Oh,
those damn spiders. They're so annoying. Because, you can't kill them. They're just going to keep nibbling at you. And eventually they do a lot of damage. Hasuobsa being blocked out on that Nazebo. Quacknix misses that Stormbolt quite significantly, but that should be the kill here if they continue on. Yep, they grab it. Nurok was in to help out against Smexy, but No cigar. That is first blood for Fnatic.
That's one of the faults of a Gazebo player, is that you have to be careful with your escapes. You just have no mobility. You have a lot of siege potential, but if someone actually gets on top of your Gazebo, he's probably going to have a bad day, and you need to break the peel. So, looking at the build here, he went for the level 4 talent, Big Voodoo, which actually increases the health and mana bonus from Voodoo Ritual by 100%. This has actually insane synergy with the level 20 talent that you get that increases the damage you achieve.
The Auric falls as well. And yeah, to your point, that's kind of like, yes, we see spider builds come out in competitive. I saw a North American all spider build at level 4, but I think that Big Voodoo, for me, is the one that gives you the punch later on to really help out.
It makes it hard to take you out. You're able to actually start handling once you get about 100 stacks. You're actually able to start handling the warriors that are diving you because you're just as robust as they are, and you drop the spiders on top of them. It's real easy skill shot hits. Another engage once again in the top right. Fnatic keeping up with these engages. Quacknix and Breeze trying to use this duo of these strong frontliners to get into fights and get kills.
Yeah, not easy to lock down a Dahaka because Dark Swarm does make you unblockable. He can just walk through you, and that's well away. Wraithwalk likewise for Blumby. So the front line for Misfits is definitely not what Fnatic wants to be aiming at. They want to aim for the Neurox. They want to aim for the Nazebos. They want to aim for the Malfurions. They want to aim for the Zeratools. But Zeratul's a slippery customer, so that only leaves 2 left for before 13 at least.
Yeah, and then after 13, Splendor becomes a pain to deal with because of Ice Block.
Yep.
Nazebo as well has his own Ice Block if you would like to go that route. It's one of the common strategies to bait yourself out, drop a Gargantuan, and slam Ice Block. Blumby, though, is getting picked off here by Fnatic, and that will be a takedown here as Quacknix and Schwimpy finish it off.
Despite Quack's Stormbolts not being exactly on point just yet, and by the way, that's 5 spiders now out and about, they're still getting the kills. They're still getting the kills on towards the squishier target. Splendor taking a lot of damage. Here's Neurok to help on out. They want to control that Dragon Knight. They don't want to pursue further for that kill. Those spiders were being annoying to Brightwing, but she has enough healing.
And they're going to get more scary. First off, the talent at level 7 giving 5 spiders total that you mentioned, but also the Widowmaker's level 1 talent is about halfway done here for Hostile Ops. Damage will be increased by 30% when they connect. So suddenly there's a slight damage spike when they finish off that 100 attacks on heroes.
All right, so Freeze and Smix is just holding on towards the middle here, looking for the kill on towards Quackness here. The Muradin, it's not easy to get him. He should have Dwarf Toss, maybe. It's going to be very close. Nope, does not come off cooldown. That will be the kill for Misfits. Great stuff.
There's something so satisfying from a Leoric with the auto attack. That sound is so impactful as they finish off an opposing opponent. Good pick up there by Blumby. And great sound design by Blizzard when it comes to Leoric.
It's a proper crack.
That's right.
It's a... Somebody has gone to a wall, hit it very hard, the wall's fallen down. That's that sound.
That it is. There it is. Wave clear continues for our teams at Misfits is setting up for the Dragon in the middle, but Wubby and Breeze are here to deter that from occurring. Li-Ming just now spawning once again can head over and help his opponents fight. Nice job there by Breeze with the angle there on the W from Diablo.
Got to completely agree. That was really good. A Molten Core to follow up, making sure it's not going to get taken whatsoever. They'll move towards the top here, Will Muradin. He should be able to wrestle that away. Hardcamp been started on the other side, though. Look at the experience. So even. It is a dream to watch these two teams face off.
Such even footing both teams. I gotta agree with you, man. It's been a pleasure to cast it with you, Kalaris. Thank you so much for being here, man. Quacknix going for the engage on Darkmok. He does pop adaptation. They're waiting it out so we can get a full heal off. And now with all 4 members here, Darkmok is entombed into the oddest corner by his own teammate, but he's tanky enough, it would appear, to escape. Blumby is going to be retreating as well as Nurok, but nice save by his teammate, although it did look kind of scary there for a second.
Yeah, it did. So Gargantuan is the choice for Misfits, which has so much health now, and it hits so hard. You just can't stick around it when a team fight does break out. You want to find choke points with it. You want to space control with it, right?
Yeah, it's the ultimate zoning tool. It really is. Gargantuan just charging anyone that walks into his circle of death. It goes full Lion King. Whatever the light touches, Gargantuan owns. In the top lane, Brightwing and Ragnaros are keeping up with the pressure, but Dahaka has grabbed the Dragon Knight. Nurok will not be able to get it unless a member falls. We do have Diablo, though, being CC'd like crazy, and you see Gargantuan there applying damage.
Yeah, big damage. If you can lock someone in the position where Gargantuan is still wailing on them, that's great. Nurok is not going to be delayed any longer. That's Dragon Knight going over to Misfits. Good stuff.
A aggressive play from our Misfits here, and I like seeing it on Nazeebo. Usually you have a Nazeebo that sits in lane all day and just farming so he can get to level 20, but he's been in the rotations with his teammates, landing these zombie walls and bringing out the kill potential with these spiders. Nicely done. Neurog now getting a few turrets. Possible off on the side here, working down this mana well here with the spiders as well.
I know we always say that the Brightwing Monkey is probably the most terrifying skin in the game, but Nazeebo's probably a close second with this Gingerbread skin. I have it because I wanted the Snowflake mount, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to use it because it creeps me out to no end.
Dude, it is creepy. He's literally holding a snowman's head.
Yes.
He killed a snowman.
You can't kill snowmen.
They're magical, man.
Oh.
The engagements continue down here in the bottom left. We have Misfits grabbing pressure on the map, and it's one of the best things they can do here. And honestly, they don't have the best push in terms of killing forts. They would have to use spiders because they don't really have major auto attacks, and they have 3 melees. So they need to play safe because Diablo or Murden can engage at any point. So instead, they just grab the dragon, get some pressure, soak lanes, but grab mercenaries off the tail end of that dragon's life.
Right, so, yeah, there we go. And up towards the top here, Misfits are being very aggressive about invading into that hard camp, and it was a perfect time to as well. They were just about to hit 13. It instilled enough doubt in Fnatic's mind that they backed off and didn't take it.
That it did. All right, 13 here. Our teams are moving up. Ooh, Superstition instead at level 13 here for Nazeebo, which means that he is actually going to be getting spell armor. He takes 50% less damage from abilities, but he loses out on 30 physical armor. So he takes more damage from auto attackers. The thing is, the only auto attacker here is Muradin. Right?
Yeah.
Spell damage from Ragnaros is actually his Q, which is spell damage. Li Ming also brings Q, so now Nazeebo becomes even more tanky.
Trying to push on towards Blumby here and kill him off, but that Hardened Bones will be enough to get him out of there. With that Wraith Walk, Blumby taking still more damage. Gonna try and use that Entomb to put a little bit of fear into Breeze, so if he wants to move on forwards, Quietness looking for the kill.
He's actually living. The Drain Hope there gives him just enough, and he's able to regen the health. Nice play from Blumby, just barely surviving. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dahaka's pushing, getting the experience, and rotating once again in the top lane.
For me, that level 13 talent that you were talking about on Nazeebo, the Superstition, is almost infamous to me now, because do you remember when the Mage Brawl came along, and he was the only one that had a spell shield? I'm like, this is annoying.
He's a little broken. a little good.
Yeah,
it's a super situational talent, but it really works here. Now, Murden could be a pain for him later on, especially if he wants to go for giving him the axe, which, if I'm Fnatic and I have a Diablo, I'm thinking I might want to go that route. Oh, and engage the Ice Block once again. Splendor on point with that. Void Prison does expire. Here comes the Apocalypse, though, hitting only one member. Quacknix is forced to retreat away, and Misfits is winning this fight. The Entomb on Wubby.
Yeah, Breeze might end up going down there, though, and that will be Diablo dying off very quickly. It looks like Wubby is the next to fall as they're trying to kill him off. Q is keeping him alive for a little second longer, but it will not matter. Misfits here absolutely on the warpath, taking down 2 for 0.
Loving these team fights, and just so you guys know, Widowmaker was finished a little bit earlier on for Nazeebo, so they are applying maximum damage. It's time to pause here.
Just Nazeebo things. Oh, dear me. Hashtag Nazeebo things.
No hashtag. No. Just Nazeebo things.
Just Nazeebo.
Just Nazeebo things. New saying for us to say here at the HGC Europe. So, just talking about it, Entomb into the Corpse Spiders seems like a very easy setup for Nazeebo. And the thing is, the entire duration of that Entomb being up allows for the spiders to chunk away at whatever tank is there, and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's
deadly.
Those damn spiders. That's the best way to describe that. They're annoying. You can't kill them. They'll just follow you forever, haunt your memories, haunt your dreams. But the Nazeebo is working currently. Important to note here. Out of everything that I mean, again, we did see it in HGC North America. You know, it was there. But Hasselhoff's is showing that behind the strength of this extremely powerful comp, it's good.
All right, well, our teams are ready to go once again, so let's hop back into it. Dragonshire here, Fnatic taking on Misfits. Misfits currently in the lead as they push the bottom lane, taking out a fort on their way to 16. And is this the first time that we see Misfits in the driver's seat?
Yeah, for the most part. Of course, they towards the end of Game 2, they found themselves a great little pace, but in this game, yeah, they've really ramped it up. And now with this next Dragon Knight, going to try and force down another fort, apparently. The hacker towards the top, though. It's the distraction tactics of the dragon. Doing very well for them.
Yep, Dahaka giving the push. Ragnaros will go up there to deal with said push. Dahaka can come in at any moment, so you'll see Fnatic play safely around their fort and just try to poke down the dragon. Now, the real DPS here is going to be Shrimpy hitting those magic missiles, and he's doing just that, but it's not really doing too much. This dragon is starting to get to a point where it becomes relatively tanky.
And Dahaka and Ragnaros still kind of battling out towards the top. So Neurope getting a lot of value there, a lot of value with this Dragon Knight. Not only a fort, a tower, but also more towers down here. Opening up this means that, unfortunately for Fnatic, they're in quite the bind.
Yeah, they certainly are. Root comes out, and now with the front wall taken away, the spiders suddenly become much scarier. There's no health bars to soak up that damage that Hasselhoff will be outputting. Ragnaros does stay in the top lane. Nice hold there by Wubby. He's just trying to soak 16. A lesser player may have actually just backed up and tried to defend that keep, but luckily he did not have to go that route. And Fnatic does deal with the dragon relatively well, but they need to move towards 16. So you see them playing very safe on the map, very laid back.
Okay, so this little easy camp towards the bottom, just going to push in a little bit, not too much though, it just more forces the attention than anything so that it can get this fort towards the top. And I think Trixler, I don't see Fnatic being able to do anything until they've got 16.
Yeah, they need 16. I wonder if we're going to give them the axe here. Heavy impact could be decent, but I want some more damage here from Muradin. Just to one help out against Hasselhoff. That Superstition is going to be such a chore to chew through. In fact, it almost feels like it's not worth it for me to try and poke Hasselhoff here. Just try to take out the other members, but you're trying to take out a Leoric, you're trying to take out a Dahaka, and a Malfurious in the back line, and a Zeratul that's flanking around and probably not going to be easy to hit with your soul shots.
That's a good point. I mean, especially when there is the very real potential as Li Ming to be annoyed when you're trying to hit things by zombie wall, by those silly little gingerbread zombies that are in your way. So that could be an irritant here. I think Hasselhoff is just saving this for maybe when the shrines are going to come up again. But obviously, Blumby is protecting that location. They don't want them to know that that is already done so they can try and invade.
The invade occurs. Ray's heading in. Sees Blumby. Wall goes down. Hasselhoff grabs it. Shrine's now activating in the next 25 seconds. If Fnatic wants to fight, now would be the time to do so. 18 to 16. And you, of course, want to make sure it's in a rotation and you get an isolation because the Shrine's activating means someone somewhere should be out of position.
Yeah, they timed both camps. God, it's so good to watch how well Misfits is playing this. They timed hard camp, they timed bottom camp here as well, or tried to as much as possible. Blumby's just going to Wraith Walk away from that situation and get out of there. But now, jostling for position on the temples. On shrines.
Meanwhile, top lane, we did have Darkmock with the Dahaka grab the temple and starts to push in the top lane on Death Bridge with almost no fear, which is insane to me. Normally you stay away from that area. He is going to brush talk away, though, heading to the left side, trying to attempt to grab this Dragon Quacknix with the aid of Brightwing. Will be in a position to get engaged if anyone does grab that Dragon Knight.
I sort of like the fact that Fnatic wants to fight here quite heavily. Like, it's hard to actually separate off and just go for the shrine. Thankfully they have done, so my initial suspicion of their tactic was incorrect. I thought what they wanted to do was like find a fight around there, try and bring them into that Dragon Knight and get them before 20. Because right now, the slow pace that we're seeing from Misfits here is much better for them. They just want to wait for 20. They don't need to fight.
Yeah, they're in no rush. And especially when they get level 20, they spike anyways. But them being in such a lead, they are very comfortable right now. They definitely have a pair of socks on at home and chilling and watching a movie because they are just so comfortable in how they're handling the situation. A quarter of a health away, or a level away from getting level 20 where they get that power spike that we've been talking about. The rewinds become available. Vial Infection becomes available. All these things that are very handy for them. Breeze and our Quacknix is sitting in the middle lane, but no one is overextending. Misfits just waiting it out.
The rotations from Fnatic to deny the Dragon Knight are good, but Misfits has more power in that because of Dahaka, really. Like, Brightwing being alone is always in a terrifying spot, I suppose, with Zeratul and Dahaka being able to go wherever they want, so she can't really leave everyone right now, even though they want to soak experience with her.
Vial Infection has been unlocked, and Nazeebo has more than 150 stacks, so he gets 200% damage to heroes based on his stacks here. Here comes the engage. APOC goes off, but Ice Block will be used. The Void Prison on 3 members of Fnatic. Neurok going for the chase. He will catch off Diablo, but he will be responding here. But can Wubby be as fortunate?
And now it looks like he will end up going down there. So for the trade of Leoric, it's okay. Diablo is back in the fray, though. He had enough souls. Looking on towards Hasuov. Level 20 is achieved. 3 are caught by that silence. They're still looking for damage here, though. They know that without...
Did they get Malfurion?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They pick him off. Diablo falls as well there, but Malfurion being taken out is a relatively big deal for this team. Leoric is also floating around here trying to be a spooky ghost. He'll be up here soon. Nurok escaping in the bottom left with half health, but no healer does make this harder. 2-for-2 trade.
That went about as well as it could have for Fnatic. Considering the levels, considering 20 versus 18, the fact that Diablo has his souls and able to get back in the fight is super important. We could probably... Oh, are they going to take Dragon Knight here? Yeah, they are. So we should focus on exactly how they're going to use like this first.
All right, grabbing the Dragon is good for them here. 17-minute Dragon. They should start pushing the bottom lane. Usually you want to open up a side lane. The top lane is a lane that you don't want to push because of that bridge. Area effect is available there and pretty darn strong. So going to the bottom lane is the obvious choice, and everyone is already here for Fnatic. Now, there is Molten Core available for the team. I actually would probably just maybe give up this keep instead of going for the Molten Core, but Wubby goes for it immediately here. A big swing. Remember, there is no healer in the mix for this team. Smexy on the back line going in as a furious smash on Nazebo. There's a takedown, and more members could fall here. Remember, still no Malfurion. Diablo poked off, but Wubby trying to finish off Blumby.
Yeah, and it looks like Blumby will end up going down. Quacknick's very, very low. Great shields come out, though. Oh, from the Storm Shield from Brightwing. They just hit level 20. That was awesome stuff. The one main thing that I really liked there from Fnatic was that Quacknick's always stayed on Nazebo. So that meant he was slightly slowed by the Muradin, and then the Sulfura Smash and all the damage, because they wanted to track him and kill him, the Nazebo, was so easy because they had the full vision all the time.
And now Fnatic hitting the level 20 has unlocked their full potential. They're aware that there is Zeratul in this scenario up here in the top left. They also see that Leoric is on his way to becoming back to life. He's relatively close. Wumby going for the engage, scouts him out, but Blumby gets his own engage as well.
Yeah.
9 seconds, 6 seconds here for our 2 leftover teammates on the blue team for Misfits, and Diablo up in 4. Fnatic has got an uphill battle. They have yet to kill a fort in this game.
Yeah, they have. It's not by any means over just yet, though. It's looking grim for Fnatic, but I think the grimmest part of the game is kind of over. Their struggle to 20, and they were able to do it really well, considering. I'm very surprised that they survived that phase.
Gotta agree with you. And they have a tool to deal with the pressure that will be in the bottom lane for that keep going down. They have Brightwing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've made it through here. They've hit 20. Darkmock's going to be attempting to get as much essence as possible for the next fight, while at the same time, Diablo will be working on getting his souls back so we can get these engages. It almost feels like it's in the benefit of Fnatic to fight on their side of the battleground so they can have Diablo over there quicker.
Right. Yeah, I get you. Because those last 2 engagements that have really gone down, especially the first one near this easy camp, really benefited from that. Probably wouldn't have gone there, gone even if Diablo hadn't been able to get back in there. For now, we will see Shrines about to activate. Hard camp versus hard camp to the top. Dahaka's going to clean it up, which is very good. I don't think he used the Burrow, and he didn't take Apex Predator at 20, importantly, so he doesn't have a reduced cooldown on it. He does have Essence Claws, so he's getting extra Essence whenever he actually does an auto attack, which makes Dahaka very, very sustainable. Ooh, calm down.
He also gets a slow there too, so he actually is able to help his team kite forward. He gets a Dark Swarm, he can just move forward and just be incredibly aggressive on the front lines. Fnatic starting to siege away on the 4 here on the bottom. They do have siege potential as long as they do dodge the spiders that Hostile Ops throws their way. So remember, if one does connect, we will have a massive amount of damage connecting. Brightwing can help mitigate that damage slightly with her blink heals and her passive AoE heals, but it is a hard task for her as a healer to handle all of that pushing from the Nazebo.
Dahaka there leaving his options open. You can see that he was basing whilst controlling that top shrine just in case he was required or needed to escape from anything. There wasn't full vision there from Misfits, but realizing that this is all the case and Brightwing's just cleaning this up, he poses a little bit of a threat, backs on up, could easily join the bottom fight, likewise so could Brightwing.
And Zeratul's floating around too. He actually went to the middle lane. They were looking for an engage. Darkmock showed himself in the top right, so Brightwing could call that out, and maybe they got into the engage if they pushed in a little bit too aggressively, but no one's biting here. Patience is key for both of our teams. They want to have the upper advantage, especially in the initial aggressive here. We do have Drain Hope used from Blumpy, and he gets focused down.
Yeah, that was popped very quickly. So now Gargantuan's even been used as well. Misfits, they're going to need to back off for a moment here. They don't have the tools available to go 5v4, I feel. And especially if this fort falls and then Ragnaros was actually able to Molten Core, yeah, they can't do anything right now. Just give this up. You've got a cushion. Give it up.
Yeah, and Mirror Ball would have sieged it away. Slowly but surely, there's a fort, the first fort of the game here at 22 minutes, going over to Fnatic for them, taking out that first fort from Misfits. And they have yet to do a counter move to head to the top temple, but they're going to have to do that eventually here, as Smexy is consistently having to come back here to deal with this pressure from Darkmok. He's only got a quarter of health there, but if that happens over the next few minutes of the game, he's going to eventually take that keep away.
It's funny them just teasing each other. They are the keepers of the top keep, and unfortunately for Smexy, it's kind of a losing fight for him eventually, teleporting in though on towards Quacknix, looking to blow up Zeratul! He goes down, oh my god! Brightwing ends up falling as well on the other side. Blumpy is very low, likewise so is Quacknix. And now both teams are just going to have to back away for a moment.
Fnatic reads that engage from Nurok, but with the Brightwing not being here, the healer is gone, so sustained battles does not work out too much in favor of Fnatic. There goes the Molten Swing though, and Darkmok is blown up by Li Ming and the Ragnaros.
Oh, Molten Core, jeez. I want to take a look at that once again because there were little things going on. I barely even saw Brightwing actually die. Let's see where she actually is during all of this chaos. So
she face shifts in here.
Yeah. Brightwing comes in and then gets absolutely... Oh, God, look how fast she gets shredded there by Hasuobs and some of that damage.
Yeah, and the Twilight Drink coming in to finish off the kill there and couldn't even pop away with the blink kill to maybe get away from that poison damage. And then Darkmok down here on the left gets caught eventually by Ragnaros and his Molten Swing and Li Ming's damage. Quacknix and them move up to the top left. Misfits trying to deny this dragon. The good news is they do have a couple of forts in the way to prevent this dragon from being too effective. Diablo is now going to be grab it. The Dragon Knight, for the first time, goes to Fnatic.
Oh, Quacknix, you were so close to death. One tick there from Brightwing gets you nice and healthy after the teleport on in. And yet, Breeze with the Dragon Knight. Dude, this game is not over.
It's not over. They're waiting for everyone to heal up. Breeze brings all the attention of the Misfits to the middle lane here before he moves to the bottom, but the main objective is to rotate and get to the bottom keep. If you open up a keep, you get a win condition for later on if you win a team fight. So you see Breeze and them moving over here, starting it up. They can start pummeling away on top of this keep once all 5 members are here.
And you can see that the majority of the attention in this game from Fnatic has been bot lane. They cannot really move too far anywhere else. They probably don't even care about the other forts right now. They're just going to focus on this. Deny the catapults from getting to their side of the map. Use bot lane as your win condition here in Fnatic because everything else just takes too long.
Yeah, you relieve a lot of that pressure from the catapults when you get your own catapults to help mirror off of there. There goes the Entomb, but the Submerge from Wubby will keep him alive. Gargantuan gets taken out, so there is a heroic down for Hasuobs as well as for Leroy. Breeze continues to push forward,
he's on it.
Starts beating up on the keep here and punts away the Nazebo. Massive Void Prison in the back line though, and we have our Li Ming low.
And she gets Spell Shield as well as blinks away instantaneously there. Breeze is quite tanky inside there, so once he comes out, he should be okay, but the zoning from Misfits to make sure that the keep didn't take too much damage was fantastic. Leoric, though, taking quite a bit of damage. Polymorphed as well. Twilight Dream comes out on towards 2 of the members. There goes Sulfura Smash. Doesn't do anything. Wubby needs to move back a little bit there to keep himself alive.
He's trying to get the lifesteal off of his Q there. He does get it. Still slightly alive here. Needs to watch out for Brightwing. There goes the Molten Core, though. Did they overextend too far? The cleanse is immediate, though, on Nazebo. The shelling away from Ragnaros is huge. Blumpy in the back line here. Another Molten Swing, but luckily he was unstoppable. But Blumpy, low on HP. Li Ming hits her entire combo. Here is a reset. Splendor taking damage as well. The Apocalypse hits no one.
Nurok actually went in there to get a bit of damage, had to blink straight away out. There is no way he wants to be in the thick of things. With Blumpy dead, they've got maybe like 30 seconds because he can bring himself back faster into the game thanks to his trait where they can do some more damage. They want this keep. They need to kill this keep.
Darkmok in trouble though. We have Dahaka taking low HP. He's gonna pop his adaptation and his regeneration here from his trait, so he gets top back to full. Blumpy though slowing down all Fnatic, giving chase here. Wubby in trouble at the same time. There's the Diablo in the Nazebo wall. Here comes the Spiders as well to beat him up. Li Ming's gonna shell away as he can. Nurok wants to chase. Blumpy is now resurrected, chasing off the Smexy. Can he catch him?
Oh, the drag into Zombie Wall was fantastic there. Smexy going quite low. They're going to take him down. Taking down the support in this phase of the game is monumental here. Misfits is looking to push on and looking to cause big damage.
Can they go for the core? They're grabbing their Giants right now on the right side. And by they, I mean Fnatic's Giants. They're starting to apply some pressure down here. Now, Molten Core is up in, what, 70 seconds here? So that will be available for Wubby. The thing is, Li Mi is on the field. And even though you have a 5-4 advantage, you still don't want to run into a Li Mi. She's one of the best core defenders in the game.
I overestimated a little bit of their potential off the back of that Brightwing. So they are, especially with the Shrines popping up at the time that they did, there's no reason for Misfits to go too far forwards now. Grab these Shrines, get yourself that Dragonite, look for the win that way.
Zeratul is in the top lane.
What a
we
game.
have Darkmok and Dahaka in the bottom triple here. Does scout out that all Fnatic is here. Luckily, Brightwing is up in 7 seconds. She can phase shift her way in. Now, there is still the thing that is lingering, and it's been lingering for a while in this game. Catapults will pressure the bottom lane. Fnatic's full attention has to be here.
Yep, and unless they get a pick here or there, they will just stick in the bottom lane and not go up to that top shrine for a little while's time here. Still, Smexy, the defender of the top keep, will continue to do so. Lumpy going a little further, looking for kills. Big stun on towards him for the moment, but Wraithwalk is a good ability.
Yes, it is. And while we have a couple of seconds before the engage happens, we are currently running into North America time. Welcome to HGC Europe. We are watching Misfits and Fnatic 2-1. We will conclude North America as soon as Europe finishes up. Pressure continues in the top lane, and this keep is definitely dead if no one goes back to defend it now.
Yeah, that was double hard camp actually back there, because they have obviously stolen Fnatic's during that window where they killed off Brightwing. So they went back to their own. Dahaka is doing very well about just controlling that. Oh, so good. Darkmok on this Dahaka. He's certainly made up for some of the previous mistakes in the other games.
Yeah, gotta agree with you. He's played a fantastic Dahaka game, and the keep does die. 2 lanes now will be pushed in here by the Misfits passively here. They can slowly bleed out their opponents. There is no need to fight. And the thing is, Nazeebo stacks continue to go up the longer this game. It's going to come to a point that one spider stack can burn down a Li Ming if it connects, even with Brightwing's heals.
Yep. It's true. It is true. So now, having to accommodate the hold for Fnatic was easy in inverted commas when it was only 1 lane. Now because it's 2 separate lanes, it's very difficult. Blumpy's going to end up falling though, and that's why Quacknix manages to stay alive against the Zeratul. If they can get some more damage off this fight somehow, some way, Fnatic could still be in it.
Yes, they could. Smexy could pop there. He goes in. There's the engage from Breeze. They jump on Splinter. Ice Block has been used. There is a Void Prison. There is the tongue. Diablo, the Lord of Hell, is being pulled into the Misfits. He is able to escape though. Brightwing here with the heals.
The retreat capabilities of Misfits is just too good. The Void Prison by Nuruk was absolutely pivotal. If that did not happen, Whoopi could have easily Molten Cored on that dead fort and then done big damage to the backline, maybe even got a Sulfura Smash.
Lumby up in a few seconds here. He does have a tomb the moment that he resurrects. Wubby on the left here. 15 seconds for his Sulfura Smash. The blow-up potential for Fnatic is quite diminished here without their heroics.
Didn't realize it was on cooldown actually until just now, so he couldn't have done that on the Molten Core, but for the most part, he would have been all right. Here comes Entomb now. Not doing too much to Wubby. They didn't want to overextend far on in, and Leoric taking quite a bit of damage once again. I don't think he has Wraithwalk available. He's putting on some pressure against Quacknix there. That's a big silence on towards 2 of them, looking to kill off Wubby and Quacknix.
The Storm Shield comes in just in time. There goes Sulfura Smash. It does miss from Wubby. Ice Block has been popped. Swimpy trying to go for a reset. Leoric has fallen, but who cares? It's Leoric. Quacknix in trouble at the same time, low on HP. He goes for the Stormbolt, trying to hit Nuruk in the face. Nuruk does get away, but Swimpy, low on HP, is being chased here. There goes Singularity Spike. Nice pickup by Nuruk, and this is going to be a definite push here for Misfits as they've taken down 3 members, almost a 4th, and now
what a fight.
5th. No, Breeze is trying to delay tactics, but Misfits said, screw it.
Yep.
Let's go core.
That is it basically here. Breeze is going to try and base, and he knows that he's done even the fire stomp there for
stomps in frustration. as the fight was long here for both our teams. We are in a 31-minute game, but Misfits has finally broken through the Void Prison on Diablo mid-charge. He looks great there. The Root to keep him CC'd, the Tongue as well to hold him here. Breeze has no way to help hold this core. 30% now, almost 20% as all damage is applied to the core. Misfits ties up the series.
We are going on to game number 5. Misfits win total control for the most part of that game. Just couldn't finish, couldn't cut the head off Fnatic towards the later stages. Fnatic held on valiantly, but this is why they're the two best teams in Europe.